So it's a family business.
Yeah, it's part of we're a nonprofit organization, but it's me and my mom who are the primary, farmers and educators. We're on a long, narrow plot. This is a half acre of land, and this plot that we're on actually is what used to be sold here in LA as a homestead plot.
How'd you find it?
Luck. I knew a farmer. He lives in the next city over. His farm is in the next city over, and he had decided that he wanted to start a farm in Pomona because he had seen a lot of problems with crime and shootings here, and he wanted to do something good for the city. This is where his church is, in this city of Pomona, and he asked around at his church if anyone had land, and the previous owner of this property let him use this. On our farm, our whole focus is on community. So the primary program that we offer to the community is our farmer training program, and it is now a 28-week-long training program where we're trying to teach people in the area how to grow food in a small farm setting. We're trying to get more people to have backyard gardens, to help with school gardens, maybe to start small farms like ours. We also do a monthly potluck event here we call it Coffee, Compost, and Conversation. So people come in, we have coffee, we make compost piles, and then we have a different guided conversation every month. We track everything that we harvest here. We track our water usage every 2 days. We track everything that we plant, everything that we, all the feed we give to our chickens, how many eggs they laid. So we're trying to create this booklet of information so that when urban farm policy is coming up to be voted on in cities, that we can say, look, here is everything that we did in this year on this tiny little half-acre piece of land. We received a $5,000 grant from the Fruit Guys Community Fund, and that money is going towards creating our hedgerow habitat around all of our annual fields, all of our annual vegetable fields. So we have raised mounded beds that border the vegetable fields on 3 sides, and in those we're going to be planting 32 fruit trees, and underneath those fruit trees we're putting in over 200 California native plants. And the purpose of that is to increase the amount of pollinator and beneficial insect habitat that we have, because that's a good thing to do, and because those insects and animals and birds will help keep the pest pressure low within our vegetable fields. So we're always looking for those mutually beneficial integrations. And another portion of the money will be used to create a curriculum on native plants and native people, actually, for our farmer training program.
What's the most challenging part of your job?
The most challenging part of my job is managing all the complexity of everything, to be keeping track of all these different crops out here, the trees in our orchard, the chickens, the nursery, the trainees, the training program, the curriculum, the data. It can be very exhausting. But luckily we have a lot of people who are helping us, like you met Katie, and there's also Lynn who manages our compost. So we have a little team that's keeping it together. Most of our produce does go to the CSA program, but we're trying to allocate 10% on a weekly basis to be donated to food pantries that are local here. So we're connected with another nonprofit in the community that specifically does that, like food pantry donations. So they pick up from us and then they distribute to different food pantries. So it's not like, we're offering what we can. Farming is a difficult world and business to be in, so we're just doing the best that we can. Our farm is very ecologically focused. We like to use the term ecologically integrated. We're trying to just create an ecosystem that has as its byproduct food instead of just growing food.
Well, from an outside perspective, I'm going to say round of applause in your half-acre space. I'm like, this place is packed with life. It's really cool.